Hello, this is Arlene Blum again. I trust you've enjoyed the excellent presentations and learned a lot over the last 2 days about the problems of PFAS and our mutual work to reduce unessential uses in products and clean up current contamination. I'm honored to be your moderator for the final session, The Way Forward, PFAS as a Blueprint for Preventing Similar Problems for Other Emerging Contaminants. I think the chemical strategy for sustainability here in the EU has the potential to solve many of these problems, and I'm so happy to be learning about it here at this symposium. I'd like to kick off this session by sharing our own strategy here at the Green Science Policy Institute and give you another example, flame retardants as a chemical class of concern and how our institute has worked to reduce their use. At the Green Science Policy Institute, we are PhD scientists who write peer-reviewed papers. Then we convene business, government, academics, and NGOs and communicate our findings. And as a result, we've had extraordinary success in being able to use science to change both government policy and business purchasing. And I'm going to give you some examples today. Our work is based on the idea of thinking about chemicals in classes. You can learn more at sixclasses.org, where you can see 4-minute-long videos and learn about the 6 classes that contain most of the harmful chemicals in everyday products, their structure, their function, where they're used, and what you can do to avoid exposure. Today, we're going to be talking about flame retardants, and a good example is a chemical called decabromo-diphenyl ether. There was years of science and advocacy, and this chemical, which is up to 15% of the weight of the plastic in old televisions, was phased out because its persistence, bioaccumulation, and toxicity. But as the level of the decabromo ether went down, the drop-in substitute was decabromoethane with similar problems and a similar structure. And this is because it's very convenient for manufacturers to have a drop-in solution substitute when a chemical is phased out, but it often has similar health problems, which makes it a regrettable substitute. Now, for flame retardants, the most important thing is, what is the flammability standard? If there's a standard, you need flame retardants. And in California, we had a standard that required the foam inside furniture to withstand a small open flame for 12 seconds. If you do a quick thought experiment, you drop a candle on your couch, what burns first? The fabric. And once the fabric burns, you have a large flame. There is no overall fire safety benefit because the flame retardants make the fires more smoky and more toxic. So working with fire scientists, we realized that you could have a smolder standard for fabric that would stop most fires before they reach the foam, and this would increase fire safety without the need for flame retardants. Seemed like a good idea. 4 times legislation was attempted in California, and it was always defeated by extreme lobbying from the producers of the flame retardants, who spent a documented $23 million in California, preventing the state from moving to a new standard that would increase fire safety modestly without the use of flame retardants. And quote, Californians for Fire Safety funding all this turned out to be Albemarle Chemtura, now Laxness, and Israel Chemicals Limited, the producers. So we wrote some scientific papers. First, I worked with Heather Stapleton. We looked at 100 baby products. 85 of them had toxic flame retardants with levels up to 8 to 13% by weight in the children's products. We looked at couches, and again, nearly all of them had flame retardants at levels up to 5 or even more % by weight. We put all this information in a consensus statement published in Environmental Health Perspectives, signed by 200 scientists. Maybe some of you signed it. And then we really publicized this. We got support from the furniture, foam, and fabric industry on eliminating flame retardants in furniture. And then the Chicago Tribune did a great series. The subtitle says a lot A deceptive campaign by industry brought toxic flame retardants into our homes and into our bodies, and the chemicals don't even work as promised. And with all that, the standard changed. In California and throughout the US and Canada, if you buy furniture, there's a label and it says contains no added flame retardant chemicals. We work with big purchasers like these companies. It's our material buyers club, and they can lead the way in moving the market and asking for flame retardant free furniture. They require transparency from manufacturers and use their purchasing power to demand healthier products and materials. So to say a couple words about our communication strategy, our first two papers above on flame retardants, as you can see on the right, had a lot of downloads and were really the basis that led to the change in the standard in California, with lots of other groups and advocacy continuing to help. On fluorinated chemicals, we have had 3 papers with a lot of impact, the most recent on the scientific basis for managing PFAS as a chemical class. Quickly, our communication strategy, select a research topic to support policy in the public interest, select a publication date for maximum impact, 2 weeks or more in advance. Many scientists don't realize you can control your publication date, and that can make a big difference. And then utilize your paper to affect change. So in summary, at our institute, we believe science plus communication, working with government and with business, affects change and a healthier future with less chemicals of concern. Please contact me, Arlene at greensciencepolicy.org, if you'd like to learn more about our strategy, our communication policy, sign up for our monthly e-newsletters. And thank you so much.